Welcome to Rapid Ridge Farms, where we do things like our grandparents used to. From the way we raise our animals to the simple and delicious recipes we make. We love building community through food and agriculture. Here's what's happening at the farm.
We're here at Cape Elizabeth, Maine with Bill Bamford with Maxwell Farm.
Yes, sir.
God, terrible at names. Anyhow,
You're in good company.
Bill's another farmer here in Cape Elizabeth, and tell us your story.
So, my wife is the Maxwell. She is at least seventh, maybe ninth generation Maxwell on the Cape. All farmers.
Seventh generation farmer.
Maybe
Yep.
ninth.
Maybe ninth. That we got a gap quite a ways back, and there's room enough in there for 2 generations during that time period.
Right.
I have my 2 oldest kids are in the process of taking the farm over. We had a
congratulations.
farm transition meeting this morning. And
Cool.
spent a lot of money, but it's all worth it. It's good stuff. So we've gone through all kinds of stuff. We had ancestors that grew mainly flowers. We had ancestors that grew mainly cabbage. My father-in-law grew up growing iceberg lettuce. That's mostly what he grew. On 2 or 3 occasions, he shipped 1,000 crates a day to wholesalers and into the Boston market.
1,000 crates of iceberg lettuce. How did you get the labor to harvest?
So that's the other really cool part of our story. So I have a crew of 8 men and women working in the strawberry field right now who are from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an American territory, so they come and go from here just like you go from here to Arkansas.
I think that I saw them
Yep.
up here on the main road.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw
Yep.
them when we drove through there. Yeah.
So 3 of the people working for me today are 3rd generation from the same family.
Well, that says
That
something
is
for your
special.
operation.
Their grandfather worked for my father-in-law.
How special.
Is that not cool?
There's 15 kids in the family, and the dad that worked for my father had 15 kids. Every single son in the family has worked for us at the farm,
Wow.
and 2 of the son-in-laws have worked for us. One of them is here now. So we are very proud of our crew. We try hard to take care of them.
Obviously, you do.
My father-in-law loved to go down there and visit them on their turf, and they loved it when he came down. We've been down several times. So when he took over, it was iceberg lettuce. He figured out that he wasn't going to stay in business growing just iceberg lettuce, and so he went into retail. He was one of the very first guys in this area that started a retail operation. We had a store in town in Portland. Transitioned from there back to Cape. His son, my brother-in-law, ran the store with his wife. We came to a place where they had to get out of the farm. Some family members were tired of farming and tired of running retail operations, and so my wife and I bought the farm. The other kids are off doing their own thing now, and we've owned the farm since 2007. And when we did it, we decided to stick with the strawberries. That was our best chance for making it last.
So the strawberries, 100% of your crop, close to it, the biggest majority.
Oh yeah, I had other vegetables that I kept growing when I took over the farm, but I've slowly gotten rid of those. And right now I have a few peas and beans that it keeps the crew busy when they're not harvesting strawberries. But 99% of our crop is strawberries. We do wholesale and we do pick your own. Those 2 things are our 2 main.
One of the things that I noticed was you were not using plastic culture.
Nope.
You're mulching your beds.
We do what they call a matted row, which is basically a 12-inch wide row on 3-foot centers. And so the life of the strawberry is you plant a plant this year about 20, 22 inches apart. We take care of it for a year. It will grow new plants, daughter plants they call them. We pull them into the row and we make a nice solid row of berries. And then we put mulch on it this fall, straw mulch. And then a year from now, we will do our first harvest.
So you're not putting out new sets every year.
I plant a new field every year.
And you plant a new field every
And I
year.
kick out the worst one, the old one. So that I've got basically, if it works well, I've got a first year field, a second year field, a third year field, as far as harvest. So it's just a continuous cycle of planting new and getting rid of the old.
On average, the production life of a strawberry is how many years?
We hope minimum of 3. Sometimes you can get 4 or 5 out of it if you take really good care of them, keep the weeds out, give them plenty to eat, all that stuff.
Your harvest in Maine begins roughly what time?
That's a moving target. So generally we say mid-June to mid-July. We always used to say 4th of July weekend was our crazy busy weekend, but it's slowly moving earlier in the month. It's getting warmer, they tell me. This year we opened the earliest we've ever opened. We opened, to pick your own, June 12th this year.
June 12th.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which is crazy. It's usually the 22nd or something like that. But we put row cover over some of our new ones and for a wholesale, and we'll start those. We started those probably, I don't know, June 2nd, 3rd. So
And is strawberry season wrapped up?
harvest is wrapped up.
Gotcha.
We still have a lot to do. We have to renovate the field for next year, which is a mowing job and fertilizing and narrowing the rows. And they like to drink all year long, so we have to keep them watered. Right now it's not a problem, but it's been relatively a very dry spring overall.
Are you using drip line irrigation?
We use both drip and overhead.
Okay.
I have a big pond on one road that we use overhead for, and we keep using overhead over there. On my other road over where you were, next to the Inn by the Sea, we have no water hole. We use municipal water, which is expensive.
I can only imagine.
So we use drip over there to try to minimize the water usage.
I know how much water that a pig, chicken, and a cow drink, so it's astonishing.
Strawberries would be a minimum of 1 inch a week during off production times, 2 to 2.5, even 3 inches a week during peak production times.
So here's the big question. How did the pandemic affect your operation?
So mostly it stressed out the owners. When we opened last year, when we were preparing to open last year, was when it was all coming down the pipe. Every 3 days the rules would change, and we couldn't figure out what we were going to have to do to actually open, or if we could open. Thankfully, my daughter and her fiance are both nurses, and so we've got really good medical advice really close at hand. And like I said, we have 3-foot rows, so when all was said and done, we put people in every other row.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, great idea.
And we asked them to wear masks, and we asked them to sanitize their hands. And it worked well. It was extra labor on our part.
Sure.
But it worked well, and we got all kinds of feedback about how safe people felt outside.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And plus, you got people out of the house,
Yes, sir.
out there in the air that everybody needed.
Yes, in the sunshine.
Sunshine and air.
The
Can't
worst
beat it.
thing that happened to us last year was on the last Sunday of June. We got 4.5 or 5 inches of hard rain. And we had one field that we were in Saturday morning, and my son said, "Dad, we're picking that Monday." We did.
We had
It was gone.
we had 18 inches of snow on March, the first week of March, and temperatures as low as -10 or 12. That's crazy for
At
Arkansas.
your place.
At Arkansas, that's crazy.
Really made us think hard about all of you farming up here, up
I know.
north, what you have to battle.
If in all of my farming buddies back home, that was what we all talked about when we got together and had a beer. Was I could not imagine doing this when it's this cold.
Well,
I
see,
could-
snow is my friend because that insulates the plants.
Yeah, it's not our friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
thank you
Good for you is not good for me,
Yeah,
and
that's-
vice versa.
That's
I guess
right.
it's we're not prepared, but we
Yeah.
appreciate your time. We've laughed and said that farmers are busy people. You were here. What were you here for? Dropping off some of your produce?
Some peas and beans. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love how farmers work with farmers.
You got to.
Next time
We're not in competition.
No.
There's not enough of us.
That's right. Next time you're in Rabbit Ridge, Arkansas, I want y'all to stop by and visit us.
All right. How far are you from Denver, Colorado?
A long ways.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
We are 1 hour north of the Little Rock Airport.
Okay.
Once you get on the road, we're I mean, just due north of Little Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look us up. Are you on social media?
Yeah.
Yeah, look us up, Rabbit Ridge Farm.
Well, tell us where people can find you.
MaxwellsFarm.com.
MaxwellsFarm.com. Go check it out.
Yep.
Any social media accounts?
Facebook.
Yeah, but
Instagram.
I have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, Caitlin.
Maxwell.
That's what the younger generation's for.
I know. I tell you, sometimes I feel like a 14-year-old girl.
Playing on social media.
It's got to happen, though.
MaxwellsFarm.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Check them out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching our video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Just click on the subscribe button so you won't miss out on what is happening at the farm. You can also follow Rabbit Ridge Farms on Facebook and Instagram.